Good evening, everybody. Is Tyreek Hill on his way out of? Hold on one second here. All right, think we're good here. Is Tyreek Hill on his way out of Miami? Two teams are rumored to be in the mix, and Tyreek himself has just issued a cryptic message. We're going to break everything down on the channel here tonight. Welcome to MetropoliFins. We are YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Miami Dolphins channel. And so we are breaking down all this Tyreek Hill news. So I'm excited to have you tonight. Looks like our vertical streams have a little difficulty. So my apologies on that. Let's try. We're going to try to reconnect. All right, so hopefully that's better for you on vertical. Sorry about that. Who is making the rumors? Red man, never know. You never know who's going to make the rumors. So this is what I have been hearing. So, all right, here we go. So there are two teams in the mix. First of all, the first team that you're going to maybe hear a lot about is Tyreek Hill going to the Chicago Bears. Hold on. We are having some technical difficulties. Let's try this one more time. All right, I think we're good on the vertical. All right, well, there's all sorts of things going on. So, at the end of the 2024 season, Tyreek Hill expressed his frustration with his team and said he did not want to be in Miami, giving strong indication that he was done. He has since retracted those statements, so it's a little up in the air as to what he's actually thinking. So there are two potential trade landing spots here, and when you're looking at trades, you have to look at teams that it's going to work well, and the Dolphins can get something they would look for. So in this particular case, looking for a good high first round draft pick is kind of the ideal. And so this is where Chicago fits the bill. They have Caleb Williams, who needs another top tier wide receiver. So that was one reason why the Bears are a rumored team to go along with where Tyreek Hill might land. So Chicago has the number 10 overall pick. Caleb Williams needs a deep threat, and Chicago has upgraded their offensive line already. And so in this kind of win now NFL, of course, Tyreek too, knowing that he is certainly not young like he used to be, has kind of maybe that desire to go somewhere with a team that's ready to take that next step. He's not thinking that will happen in Miami. The other team that is involved in trade rumors is the Carolina Panthers. In this particular case, the Carolina Panthers have the number 8 pick overall, which also is kind of right in that 8 pick, 10 pick. And they are another team with a younger quarterback. In this case, Bryce Young. He finished the end of the year strong. And so Carolina could really use an experienced wide receiver as well to aid in the development of Bryce Young. So I was just digging. These are both rumors that you can find. You can dig up Tyreek Hill Panthers, Tyreek Hill Bears. They're both deals that are rumored to be going on. So good evening to you, Red Man. Good evening, Savage. Good evening, Jaeger. Appreciate you guys being here tonight. So I want to know what you guys think. We got a poll going on, so you can vote poll if you want to see Tyreek traded, if you want to see him have him kept, but restructure the contract. So he has currently a fully guaranteed contract for next year. So any sort of trade is going to be a little bit tricky. So a trade could improve Miami's cap space a little bit, but you're also probably not going to get full value back for him simply because of that cap number and teams having to work around it. So there is one other interesting tidbit that just came out. So recently, are we having faulty mic issues? I was having issues before I went live too. Sorry about that. This computer has been just absolute booger tonight. It was a booger on the stream on the side of hustle as well. So sorry about that if my quality is off. It was like doing echoey reverb. Let me do this. I have something I can try. Hold on one second. Let's do. Let me try connecting. Let me switch over a mic here really quick. Thank you for letting me know. Don't want you guys to have bad audio if I don't have to do it. So let's see if we can make this work. Someday we're going to get all the good tech. Don't worry. Someday. This is for you guys on the audio. Sorry about that on the stream. Seth Messersmith, your Sooners baseball team had a walk-off crazy win. Awesome. Let me know. Let me know if on the horizontal stream if this audio is a little bit better. So, anyway, Tyreek Hill had a cryptic message he posted. Greer is playing chess, not checkers. So, I don't know if any of you want to speculate on what that means. Does that mean that Tyreek thinks that there's some sort of mega deal in the works? Someone new coming to the team? Do you think Tyreek Hill? Yeah, someday. Someday we just piece together what we can with the tech that we have. Y'all right now, we're doing the best we can. Can't always have the best resources. You just got to have the best resourcefulness. Yeah. So anyway, Greer's playing chess, not checkers. Obviously, a lot of Dolphins fans are not happy with Greer overall, though his recent drafts have been a little bit better, and some of the trades that he was able to pull off were pretty good. We absolutely fleeced the Texans, so that was good. But what do you think? So we kind of have the pull up of what should the Dolphins do with Tyreek, but then you can also comment down below. And right now it's unanimous. Everybody wants Tyreek traded. That's or say maybe not one, but at least everyone thinks they should trade Tyreek. So I guess that kind of basically is equal to wanting to see Tyreek Hill traded. But my question is, what do you think? Do you think Tyreek Hill will be here? I do think he will. This is my guess so far. And we'll continue to see how the rest of this offseason goes. Obviously, trades can happen. No, so Redman, generally the team, I don't know, maybe the team would talk to him a little bit, but ultimately, the team's just going to make the decision that they think is the absolute best for them. Hopkins signed to the Ravens and Cooper Rush. Yes, so in lots of interesting moves. We won't have time to cover all of them here tonight, but yeah. And of course, the Dolphins brought in Zach Wilson as a backup quarterback to Tua, which doesn't necessarily give you the utmost confidence, I suppose, in the backup. So, Redman, rumors come from wherever rumors come from. Sometimes rumors actually come from agents. So a lot of times agents will put rumors out there. A lot of times teams will put rumors out there just to try to drive up interest or to do certain things. So Hill also had another tweet about having his best season yet this year. So that's interesting. In free agency, the Dolphins have gotten some offensive line help, and of course Zach Wilson as the backup quarterback. So, what do you think will happen? You don't know, Redman. That's why the rumors, but that's why we got to report on. We don't know. We don't know. Obviously, he can't be traded to two different teams, so we don't know what it is. But rumors can be put out there for a lot of reasons. Unless you've got super inside contact, you just simply have to sometimes just report on them, let people know, and then people make decisions on what it is. So my gut says that the Dolphins will keep Tyreek this year, and then I think if there is not a significant improvement in how this team finishes, we talked about this a couple days ago, but I think if there's not a significant improvement, I believe that the Dolphins will just blow the whole thing up and start fresh next year. I wish that they would draft a first round quarterback, and maybe if they were to do that, maybe, um, then that would make sense. Like it would make sense to trade Tyreek if they're going to have to go in for a quarterback this year to learn under Tua, and then they're just going to tank the season. But here's the thing: I don't think Tua wants to tank this season because and Greer could have his job. There's a lot of people who have their jobs on line. I think Daniel's job is on here. I mean, there's any excuses kind of have run out at this point because you can't just keep blaming the injury thing. At a certain point, you either have to win with who you have or you have to move on. So, if the injury thing is going to be such a big deal, then you just got to say, we just can't do that. So anyway, the poll options right now, again, are unanimous on both polls. I got a poll going on the live, horizontal and live vertical. They're both at 100% to trade, but you could try to restructure a deal here as well, where maybe it would allow you to bring in some other players. The other problem here, though, is free agent signing is, a lot of the top free agents have already come off the board. And so the longer you would wait to try to get some extra cap space, the less opportunities you have to bring other players in. Now, of course, there will be undrafted free agents. There will be other cuts that teams will make out of training camp and different things like that, too. So doing that. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what it is. I think Bryce Young is getting traded. I think Bryce Young is the way he ended the season. I think he will be there. I think he will be there for the next couple of years, as long as he keeps improving there as well. So, hey, welcome again to all of you. We are MetropoliFins. We are YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Dolphins channel. And so, anyway, what are your thoughts? Do you guys have any other thoughts on this? You know, I could see this being a deal that would actually go down on or right before the draft as well. If the Dolphins are actively shopping Tyreek, there's no reason to trade him too early. Like, why trade him to the Bears for the 10 pick if you could eventually trade him for, say, the number 8 pick or maybe even something higher? Never know if one of the teams near the top says, hey, we're willing to do it, or if the Dolphins really want to go all in and get a quarterback this year, um, and let them just sit. And then you kind of almost there's at least a 50-50 chance that Tua is going to get hurt. I mean, I hate to say it, but that's certainly how it feels. I certainly don't wish injury on him, just based off of recent history. It's hard to imagine Tua is going to make it through a whole season without sitting out at least a couple of games. So maybe this is the plan, but I just feel like if you don't have Tyreek, who are you going to bring back? I mean, are you going to try to do Tyreek, plus the first round draft pick, plus DJ Moore or something like that from the Bears? If you could really try something like that. All right, what is his contract status? No, the Chiefs have no interest in him. I don't think the Chiefs have any interest in Tyreek Hill at this point. So I'm going to look up his contract here. So his cap hit for 2025 is 27, almost 28 million, and 27, basically the same. So 27.5 million is going to be his salary cap hit roughly for this upcoming year. His base salary is 10 million with a 6.5 million proration, 6.2 million restructure, and then 1.8 million roster bonus and $3 million prorated option. So that's very complicated. Yeah, Jaeger. I mean, if the Dolphins are going to go for it, I'm just wondering. There's got to be something else in the works here. This free agent season was too quiet for a team that's boom or bust this year. So that's why I feel like the perfect thing to do is draft the quarterback this year, and without necessarily taking. Now, I don't know if you can get the quarterback without trading Tyreek Hill, but you could potentially trade a couple of firsts this year if you had a quarterback that you would like to do. So I feel like you can get a jump start on the rebuild if um, if you can draft a quarterback this year and he can sit and learn for half the season, and then if Tua is hot and the Dolphins are balling, then you just ride with Tua. But if Tua struggles, gets injured, then you've got a new guy, and then you just kind of tank the season. Because I think we all know at this point for sure if Tua gets hurt, the season's toast. So you might as well then have a guy who can get some extra playing time at that point. So Well, Redman, there's a lot. It's not always about winning because in the NFL, if you can't put out a Super Bowl caliber team, you're better off just trading away your best players, getting a high draft pick, and then rebooting your team. It's it's a it's a difficult world. So, uh, Tyreek Hill's contract, I believe, is guaranteed through next season. Set. So, and then with OBJ, I don't know. You just when OBJ is fine to have on your team as like a 5 or 6 receiver, just a guy who's going to be out there for a handful of plays and stuff like that. So it's not that big of a deal, I don't think. So I don't know what, like, I can look up Odell Beckham. Hold on, let's see. I we'll see if we can pull him up here really quick. Sport Track, by the way, SPORTRAC, Sport Track. Apparently, that's premium. Let's see, Odell Beckham contract. So he's a free agent. OBJ is a free agent this year, right now. So looks like, at least according to what I'm showing here, OBJ is a free agent. So Redman, yeah, I don't know how else to explain to you. It's not that NFL teams don't want to win. It's that if if you know you can't win, you're better off. So there's just the way the draft works. It's just better to lose and get a high draft pick than it is to have a mediocre season. So anyway, that's kind of the basics. Right? But so that's to me, Jaeger. That Zach Wilson. I mean, is there a Tua trade out there? I guess that would be, to me, that would be the better question. All right, we had some fun the other day, so let's ask ChatGPT. What would be the top 5 trade destinations for Tua in a blockbuster off-season deal? Team should be sending back a young QB or top pick. So, is there a Tua blockbuster deal out there? Let's just see. Let's see what ChatGPT has to say. All right, 5 realistic landing spots. So, according to ChatGPT, okay. So you guys tell me if you like any of these potentials. Again, these aren't rumors; these are just ChatGPT's ideas. Uh, trade 1. What does Miami get? Or who does Tua go to in this theoretical trade? Minnesota Vikings. Miami gets either the number 11 pick in the NFL draft or J.J. McCarthy. Purdy for Tua, Christina. Okay, so we'll see if that comes up on this list here. That is not one of ChatGPT's teams. So that's interesting. But Purdy for Tua. Okay, so do you guys like this? Is that a trade? That might be a trade that both teams would make. Um, so either J.J. McCarthy or the number 11 pick. But obviously these aren't full things because so the Vikings have the weapons. Assuming the Dolphins are just doing rebuild this year, what you just go rebuild this year and you just jump a season. You tank this season, trade Tyreek while he still has value, trade Tua while he still has value. Yeah, I mean, I like JJ, so that's one idea. So Christine on the vertical is saying do a trade with 49ers for Brock Purdy. So that's interesting. Okay, this is ChatGPT idea number 2. I don't. Let's see. I'm not sure if ChatGPT has the picks right. That can't be the right pick for the Vikings. Anyway, Um, I think ChatGPT is a little bit out of whack here. I don't know if ChatGPT has all the right stats. Yeah, yeah, Dak. I don't want the Dak. I don't want that. All right, I'm not going to go through all the details because I don't think ChatGPT has all the info right, which is why you got to always be careful. They also suggest New England Patriots. I don't think that happens. I don't think there's any way the Dolphins would trade Tua within the division. Uh, Denver Broncos, but I don't think that's going to happen now. Uh, Washington Commanders is definitely not going to happen. Yes, ChatGPT is like behind by a year. And then Atlanta Falcons, though, I could see that being possible. So Kyler Murray, Christine. So I was super high on Murray a couple of years ago, but I don't know if I feel like Murray and Tua are just kind of like I want to say the same, but they could both kind of end up on similar career paths, like kind of dynamic starts and then just fizzle out fast. I mean, if you're looking for a 1 year carryover option, maybe, but I wouldn't feel comfortable rebuilding. I'd rather take a chance on McCarthy. So, um, or just take a chance on the draft itself with a high draft pick. I mean, so you could theoretically trade Tua for a number one. You can trade Tyreek for another one. Send the goons. Yeah, Red Man's a Chiefs fan. So anyway, yeah, lots of interesting thoughts. I appreciate you guys being here. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe. We're also doing lots of baseball coverage. We're not like football only. So Mahomes is over. You're adding that to your Aaron Judge is overrated. Savage, Savage Batman's just out here making everybody upset. Who is not overrated? Who do you think is underrated, Savage? I would love to know like who is like one player you think is better than people think. Let me know. Know what your thoughts are on that. So anyway, my guess is as much as we might like to see. So the assumption, right? I guess the pulse of the fandom of what I'm seeing here is everyone's expecting that this upcoming season is a 9-8, 8-9, 7-10 season, right? It's like it's right around. It's like we're just going to end up with the same thing. And so the fandom is basically saying, and I I think it's a fair argument. I There's a part of me, so and this is like my fatal flaw in life too. There's a part of me that really wants to try to give this team one last go because it's like if this doesn't work, I know it's going to be a couple more years. But then there is, I think there's an equally valid argument to be made that says, look, if you know this thing isn't working, just blow it all up now. You've got Jalen Waddle is young enough. What is Waddle's contract? Because I mean, I don't know where he's at either. Uh, so yeah, so we have Waddle for quite a few years here. I'm not sure if it's a team option or a player option, but potentially through 2028. So I mean, you could still bring in someone, let Waddle go and be the number one, and trade Tyreek, trade Tua, tank this season. But if you could potentially draft your quarterback this season, then next season you would have huge draft capital and probably a high draft pick, but not needing to spend it on a quarterback or with the ability to spend it on a quarterback if whoever you draft this season doesn't work. So I mean, it's a fair argument. and I totally get it. Yeah, Christina. So this is interesting, right? The Finns need a quarterback that can play in very cold weather, and I there has to be. So here's the thing: there are quarterbacks from other warm climates that have had no problem going into cold weather. So I'm very curious as to why or how these cold weather struggles are happening for for the Dolphins. It just seems very strange. So yeah, so I mean, is there a benefit to like drafting a JJ McCarthy or not drafting, but trading for JJ McCarthy? Yeah, let's see who's the BYU quarterback. Let's see. Let me look this up here because I don't follow too much. I mean, there's you know obviously I'm a Miami Hurricanes fan, so I like Cam Ward as well. Wide receiver, tight end for the Eagles. I don't think the BYU kid is in the draft this year. So according to what I'm seeing here, again, I don't know. I don't follow the draft too much. I just don't have time. There's other YouTubers who cover that more because we cover so much baseball stuff. It's it's hard enough to do that. But so regular season ceiling? I, that's a good question, Jaeger. Like, what's the max? So I think they would get based on this current roster construction. They're like a 7-7. That's right. I feel like that's a fair. They're not significantly improved anywhere. 7-10, 8-9. But then I'd have to actually look at the schedule and kind of line up, and see what it looks like. But you got to figure we're going to lose two to the Bills. You're going to split with the Patriots. You're going to split with the Jets. So there's already 4 losses. So your 4 losses are even look at anybody that we're playing, the rest of the way. So let's do this. Miami Dolphins 2020. So, by the way, if you are baseball fans, I wasn't planning on doing it initially, but we are going to be live again 6 a.m. So we are gonna end the stream here in a couple minutes. So because I got to be up early, I had to set like 5 alarms this morning in order to be up at time. So sign Rogers for you. Okay. Oh, so what? So could you do that? Trade Tua, trade Tyreek, sign Rogers for and you just tell them just feed Wall and and just let it go. It's like Aaron Rodgers, quarterback, Zach Wilson, backup. I mean, if you just kind of want to have a bridge here, you could do that. So yes, Dodgers and Cubs are in Japan. So yeah, that's why it's the 6 a.m. game. So I think the Dodgers are the home team tomorrow. So all right, let's see. At Atlanta Falcons. Okay, I'm gonna give best case scenario here. Like I'm not gonna be super optimistic for the Dolphins schedule. Not in order. So like it's just home or away, but I don't know if it has dates. Like I don't think we have dates yet, do we? Yeah, the dates are still to be determined, and that might play into this just a little bit. But um, I'll give you this is just gut reaction for kind of like best case scenario. I think the Dolphins could win at the Falcons, so that's 1-0. They're going to lose at the Bills. I think right now, the way the Panthers end the season, it's a toss up. It's at Carolina. Again, I'm talking best case scenario here, so I think we can beat Carolina at Carolina. I think we could beat Cleveland at Cleveland. I think we could beat the Colts at Indianapolis. Okay, so far for those away games, that's 4-1. So the road schedule isn't super hard yet. Okay, against Buffalo Bills, they're going to lose. That's 4-2. Patriots at home, they'll win. That's 5-2. Jets at home, they should win. That's 6-2. Baltimore Ravens absolutely can lose. 6-3. Bengals will lose. 6-4. Saints at home, they can win that. 7-4. Buccaneers, maybe they'll lose that one. 7-5. Chargers are going to lose. 7-6. Commanders are going to lose. 7-7. At the Patriots, they're going to lose. 7-8. At the Chiefs, they're going to lose. Probably split that 7-9. And at the Steelers, they're going to lose 7-10. Yeah, I mean, unless there's something drastic with roster construction. And again, it does depend a little bit on when they play, but if any of those games are in cold weather, like at Pittsburgh in December, toast, like just don't even show up. So you think Ravens are beating Pittsburgh again? It could be. I mean, I feel like this season is kind of like not. He's a great quarterback, but it's kind of like the make or break season for the Lamar Jackson legacy. He's got to prove he can beat Mahomes. And you hate Josh Allen from the Bills, Red Man. See, now as a Vikings fan, or sorry, as a Chiefs fan, everybody doesn't like Patrick Mahomes on the Chiefs, other than you. So, the disdain you feel for Josh Allen is the disdain everybody else feels for Patrick Mahomes. So anyway, it'll be interesting to see if anything comes of these. We'll, if there is a trade, then we will certainly do our best to do that. Josh Allen is elite. All right, there you go. He's not overrated, Savage. He's not. We found somebody. Josh Allen is elite. He is really good. He is one of the best in the game right now, for sure. But again, has the same problem. He can't get past the Chiefs, and that's not the greatest thing in the world. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out. I do have to get to bed because I got to be up early, but we are going to be live. If you're going to be a morning bird, I'm going to be live 6 a.m. We're going to be covering, I believe it's going to be Cubs at Dodgers. It's the Japan game. It's technically a regular season game. It's a real game. So we'll be doing baseball live play-by-play tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. And so, like, with that, I've got to just eat a little bit and head to sleep. But make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe. We're going to try to at least do one Dolphins update a week throughout the offseason. I just can't give a ton of time to it with all the baseball coverage plus everything else that I'm doing. But the best thing that you can help me do is just hit the like, hit the subscribe, share, go watch old videos. Watch hours are really important for small channels like us. And so if we can start to just kind of really build some stuff here, we'll try to cover any major Dolphins news. We covered all the free agent signings last week and the Tyreek Hill tonight. We'll try to cover any other major Dolphins news as it breaks. But again, if you're a baseball fan, and even if you're not, I invite you to come hang out with us. We can still talk football during the baseball stream. Like, they're small enough right now that there's plenty of people and plenty of things to talk about. So feel free to come hang out. So I'm gonna get the stream set up for tomorrow morning. And so 6 a.m. Eastern, we're gonna be covering Cubs at Dodgers coming to you from Japan. Cubs are gonna try to avoid an 0-2 start before everybody else even plays a game after one of the worst innings I've seen played in a long time. Really bad at the fifth inning today. Bad defense, bad managerial decisions. It was not pretty. And I'm not even a Cubs fan. It was painful to watch. So that's what we have. Appreciate all you guys. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Thank you so much. And we will talk to you all soon. Have a great night. Oh, it says you up the Dodgers? Yeah, you're a Dodger fan. So, well, yeah, come join us tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Love to see you. All right, have a great night, everybody.